A short story by Tom Sleeman. In addition to the other drinkers who frequent the Coach and Horses in Low Hill, Everton, are two other spectral regulars. One of the ghosts is a dark, amorphous figure which manifests its presence by resting its dismembered hand on the bar from time to time. The drinkers who frequent the pub are now quite used to this chilling entity and take the whole thing in their stride. They have even nicknamed him George. Christine Tierney, however, had only been the landlady of the pub for a year when George came out of the woodwork to perpetrate a cowardly act, and she is not so forgiving. One day she was busying herself tidying up the pub, taking advantage of the fact that her 18-month-old son was peacefully sleeping in his pram upstairs. Combining motherhood with the duties of never going to be easy, she reminded herself. No mother of a young baby can ever really get any peace of mind because even when the babies are quiet, they immediately start to worry. She went upstairs to do a quick check on him, and to her horror, she found him lying fast asleep on the floor of his room, only minutes after she had put him down to sleep in his pram. Mrs. Tierney scooped up the child, who looked completely unharmed, and gave him a quick visual check over. There were no obvious injuries, but she took him to hospital, just in case, since he must have fallen out with quite a bang. The doctors could find no bumps or bruises on him either, so they gave him a clean bill of health and said that, in their judgment, he definitely could not have fallen out of his pram. Whatever had happened, and everyone who knew the place was sure that it was supernatural, the baby had slept right through the incident without coming to any harm, so that was something to be grateful for. Nevertheless, the finger of suspicion pointed firmly at George. Shortly afterwards, Joe Downs, one of the regulars, came staggering out of the pub's toilet, a trembling wreck and his face as white as a sheet. "Whatever's the matter, Joe?" asked the landlady. "You look like you've seen a ghost in there." Joe was unable to speak for a good half hour and was given a double brandy to help him recover. He never did divulge what he had seen in the toilet that night, despite much prompting from his friends, and he has since refused, despite lot of good-natured ribbing, to go to the toilet on his own. According to people who have seen George, the apparition looks similar to the predator creature from the Arnold Schwarzenegger film. It is sometimes transparent, but its outline distorts the background when it moves, as if looking through a pane of flawed glass. George's identity is unknown, but he is suspected of being the ghost of a previous landlord of the pub, who hanged himself in the cellars amongst the kegs of beer. In 1995, George solidified into the image of a realistic-looking man who helped a female customer to stack chairs when the pub had closed one night. Landlady Christine recalls the incident well. When she had finished, she asked me if I was going to offer the man a drink for helping her to clear up. I had to tell her that we were actually the only ones left in the pub. There was no one else about. She was quite badly shaken, as it was her first encounter with George. George's ethereal alter ego was a tall figure wearing a top hat, or maybe it was one of his ghostly friends, come to join him for a night out down at the local. A short